2018. They are neurodivergent as hell and spend most of their time advocating for students with disabilities as a school occupational therapist. Lately, she's been doodling a lot. And her favorite beverage is water. Please welcome Erin Doncaster. Isaac Woolsey calls himself the autistic comedian. We invited Isaac. It was actually Isaac's idea. Come on out, Isaac. This was actually Isaac's idea. He wanted to do a show for autism awareness. Other people were able to do those shows. I wasn't able to do that here this time. But I will definitely have that in plans. But this is our neurodivergent episode. So Isaac calls himself the autistic comic. He has been doing comedy for over 10 years, and he has written how many books?
2.5. I'm still uploading the chapter by chapter on Tapas for the third book.
Okay. And was a Civil Air Patrol cadet for 3 years.
Cadet Senior Master Sergeant.
Oh, wow, cool. When he's not writing or doing comedy, he writes various buses through the triangle. Thank you, Isaac Woolsey. And finally, coming out, Quinn Castro. Quinn is a fresh new comic who originally hails from the city of sin, Las Vegas. You can find her performing stand-up at your local open mics. Quinn recently graduated from Goodnight's 101 stand-up class. Quinn is known as the crying comedian. I'm going to talk to her about that. When not on stage crying, you can find her taking a nap or raising 4 kids. And you can find her on IG at the crying comedian, crying_comedian. All right, everybody, this is my panel. -1. Yep, we're missing a person. She will be here because it's the Minority Report and we're almost outnumbered. Okay. All right, so how's everybody doing today?
Great.
Good, I'm not dead.
Good, true, that's true. Any day above ground is a good day, they say. So, Erin, you're a teacher.
Yeah.
Do you like kids?
Today?
Sure.
Yeah.
I actually kind of miss them. What is something interesting that you experienced at work?
I'm not wearing them tonight, which is a shame, but I have some sneakers that I got at the thrift store, and I know sneakers are really in right now, but I couldn't tell if the kids liked them, because 5th grade boys would just keep staring at my feet. And I was like, they either hate them or they think they're so cool. After a while I found out, they think they're cool.
Cute.
Yeah. So I'm trendy.
Yeah, it's fun to be trendy for the kids. No, I was never trendy for the kids. Well, the little ones thought I was cool.
Sure. They're easy to impress.
Yeah, very much.
Yeah.
All right, Isaac.
Yep.
You call yourself the autistic comedian.
Yes.
So is that something, do you find that some hosts or announcers are uncomfortable with that title?
Yes, I think you were one of them, but you know, the thing is, I kind of wanted to stand up. I'm of Jewish descent, but Jewish comedians are like a dime a dozen, so it's like, I kind of need to stand out. I didn't want to be the unfunny comedian, because that name was already taken by a cringe YouTuber. Don't look him up. But so I said, you know what? I have autism. I've written one book about autism, well, children's book, and like another book about a bird, but that's another story. And I was like, maybe I could prove that autistic people can be functional, albeit a comedy. I probably shouldn't have called myself the autistic comedian, because it kind of shows that I'm the only one, and whenever I type in the autistic comedian on YouTube, I don't get my channel, I get Hannah Gadsby's, so.
That makes sense. Well, that's only because she's a little more established at this point, but I'm sure that after a while, your name will pop up too. All right, Quinn Castro. So when did you graduate from Goodnights?
March.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
so I just recently, I'm in comedy for about 3 months now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, you've been doing very well. Thank you for
I'm
coming.
trying,
No, it's been great. All right, so the one thing I did ask Isaac about it. I'll start. My own personal neurodiversity is I have ADHD and depression. I do have obsessive thoughts. We're not on the page of whether that's officially OCD, because it doesn't necessarily always affect everything, but it has. So it is a struggle that I have. The way it manifests for me is generally, I think everyone hates me, and that everything that I do is going to fail. And that every time the doorbell rings, it's the police coming to get me. I haven't done anything illegal, I just feel guilty. So that's my story. And Erin, are you comfortable sharing yours?
Yeah, dude. I'm ADHD, CPTSD, OCD. What letters did I miss? I am realizing I'm very likely autistic, but the papers aren't in. So choose to feel about that as you will. Yeah, I'm just, I don't ever know what people think of me and what to ever say, and I can't finish or start a task.
Oh, same.
Yeah,
Me neither.
really, yeah, it's not good. And I teach children how to do that. I teach them how to deal with those issues, and I haven't figured it out. It's all a big scam.
Agreed. I recently was teaching kids about patterns. We were learning how to code, and when you're in preschool, learning how to code is really just teaching them patterns. And then
We love
I started,
patterns.
right? Well, the pattern thing is really interesting because it kind of spread itself to life. You start going, oh, different people start reacting. If I see a person react to this way, then there's a very likely chance that this could escalate in this way or that way. Little things like that. So that's really interesting how we are learning. I was learning a little bit about myself through teaching that way, but yeah, it was the same. Just like, I have to teach you how to do this, and
I haven't figured that out. Yeah.
Yep. All right, Quinn, what about you? Are you comfortable with that?
I am very comfortable
Okay.
with that. I think I'm probably a little too comfortable with it, and my kids and my husband say, "Stop oversharing. You're scaring people."
That's because you're neurodivergent.
Yeah,
That's normal
it.
communication.
Yeah, so my neurodiversity kind of kicks in with ADHD, CPTSD, bipolar, dyslexic, dyscalculia, and dysgraphia. So it's like every learning disability that's out there, I have. It's beautiful. I can't complete tasks. I get bored really easily. So let's see how long I decide to be a comedian.
Yeah.
The cool thing I find about being a comedian with ADHD, I don't know if it's the ADHD or whatever that's affecting mine, but I will I will spend time on one topic and then I'm done with that.
Yeah.
And then I have a new one. But there's always, I'm finding that if you write those things down, that's the hardest part. You have a well to go back to and fix later.
But how do you write them down?
I
How do you remind yourself to do it in the moment?
Honestly, usually before a show, I start scratching out my notes, and then I found an old notebook, and I was like, oh, I did jokes about Star Wars 2 years ago that I don't do anymore. I did jokes about so that's a thing that helps.
If it
Isaac?
helps, I'm so sorry.
Oh no, go ahead.
If it helps, so many people on the scene are also very ADHD.
Yes.
I know I love to dip in and out when I get sick of my own material.
Yeah.
And then when I get
Right.
bored of not having attention on me, I come back.
Were we talking about ADHD? I couldn't tell. I was off somewhere.
All right, everyone. Well, I'm glad we got to know each other. We'll get to know our final comedian when she gets here. And let's see here. So today, one of the things I brought up drag story time. Unfortunately, the bill has been brought to North Carolina. It hasn't passed yet, but it has already started affecting the scene. I know a couple of burlesque shows have been shut down because they have drag performers, and it wasn't even like just drag; it was drag and burlesque. But anyway, I'm sure if somebody came to me and said you can't do your show without the drag queens, I'd say, well, deuces. So I'm sure something like that happened. But I still don't understand the logic of it. Like, it's gonna take, in order for, I don't think, can anybody think of a situation where a drag queen or a trans person was the abuser to the point where we need laws just to control that?
Well, I mean, if I put on a dress and a wig, people would be blinded, and the police and the fire department and the hazmat team would have to come and evacuate everyone because of how horrible I look. So there's an example.
Well, I don't know. I mean, it doesn't. There's that. I think you might be prettier than you think you are. Let's see here. Does anybody, Quinn, do you have any thoughts on that?
Honestly, you probably don't want to have my thoughts on that because so the fun fact about me and having ASD, I've become a really bad Karen because I believe that we should all follow rules, and rules are there for a reason. And I wouldn't bring my kids to a drag queen show, but hey,
Well,
I don't mind if it's happening, but
Sure.
I wouldn't be bringing my kids. To
I
that.
wouldn't take a child